Hey guys, Sarah here, bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Langreskaya, playing for today, spawning in the north. We have cruzz as the horse there, and his loadout is German mechanized, lightning war, and mobile defense. Facing off against him is Dave as the US forces, and he's straight away locked in a rifle company. This is not from the balanced preview, unfortunately. Basically no 1.51 games available casting, so received this one a couple of weeks ago. It's a replay cast request, so let's give it a tester. With these players, you know, usually top 25, so it should be a good match. And Dave pretty much always top 10 US forces. Of course, this is a rather tough map for US forces. Langreskaya games tend to drag on. Looks like he's gone for a double re-echelon start. Trying to make most of the wiring off capabilities here. Not sure if he's quite wired them off correctly though. So you might be able to still get cover behind there. Sometimes it's good to like change the camera angle to help you place the wire. Especially at the start of the game when there's not too much going on. You can take that extra, you know, second or two to accurately plant your wire without worrying about losing squads whilst it's happening. Well, double re-echelon does mean he's going to have access to flamethrowers. Maybe that's the real reason behind the double engineer. Needs to have both a sweeper and a flamethrower. Or perhaps he'll go with double flamethrowers, but it is a bit risky. Because of course, the telemines. Yeah, has to retreat there. Maybe if he closed in like immediately, might have been able to win that, but stayed outside of 10 range for quite a while there. It's very helpful to get to this point early on in Langreskaya and wire it off so your opponent can't use the cover here. This piece of cover is often quite important in early game skirmishes. Looks like he may have made a slight mistake there though with his re-echelon. Looks like maybe he right-clicked on that Grenadier squad, but didn't hit the stop command afterwards, which is why, as the Grenadiers fell back into the garrison, they ran out of cover to try and chase him. Looks like he was attempting to go for a flank there, but cruzz was wise to reposition his machine gun. But Dave is slowly but surely making his way forwards, trying to put a bit of pressure on this cutoff. We have a sniper now for cruzz, and that is pretty much the worst nightmare on this map, but he gets caught out of position immediately. Takes a lot of rifle fire. He's going to need to build a med bunker for that now. Really, he's trying to hold the line here in the building. So this squad here got chased away on the fuel. So early ambulance coming in for Dave. Looks like the sniper there helping push that squad of riflemen out quite quickly. Probably got some good good RNG with shooting to the building. The Aussie sniper has about a 50% chance of shooting units inside the building. So maybe you got a few 50-50s in a row. Six kills already for the sniper. Does have his bunker down, hasn't upgraded it yet. Looks like he went for the flamethrower first instead. And that's going to be paying off straight away as he tries to push to enemy territory. We also got a flamethrower for Dave though. Even though Langreskaya doesn't have that many buildings, flamethrower's still quite handy. Oh, this could be a dead grenadier. No. Would be unlucky for it to be a dead grenadier, but still possible. Captain pushes in here. Something's being brought up now. Squad's coming in from the right, flanking the machine gun. Sniper trying to fall back over the fence. Looks like it's not even going to get one snipe off. He's going to play it very conservative with his sniper. Doesn't want to lose it. It'd be a disaster if he did right before it hits V1. Because yeah, I mean, if the rifleman at that range got lucky, one volley could have taken out the sniper quite easily. Because of that nice flank there, Dave taking a decent chunk of the map. There's Stuart being a bit late now because of the ambulance, but has saved himself a bit of manpower.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Sniper now just about back up to full, being brought back out. Cruzz is going to need a pack very soon though. Flame is here waiting for a squad to jump in so they can start torching him, but it's not going to work out that way. Or maybe it is, because he gets in the building anyway. Flame of war. These ones get torched. Sniper very close to V1 is going to get access to the incendiary shot. Yeah, without his flamethrower there's no contest, can't do anything about fighting that garrison. But likewise, Cruzz loses control of this one. And Cruzz still doesn't have control of his fuel. But of course, you know, Dave has got this Stuart in pretty reasonable time, you know, about 8 minutes Stuart. That's very reasonable timing for it. Pretty good timing, honestly. Especially for a game at this high of a level. As long as it's not a big blowout. He's equipped the incendiary rounds. He uses a Faust, so a lot of munitions to slow the Stuart down. Incendiary rounds not that effective against the Stuart. It does have a lot of armor for a light vehicle. I suppose it's a light tank, really. It's probably the most heavily armored light tank in the game. Whereas the incendiary rounds against the AEC are a lot more effective. Here comes the pack. Cruzz still doesn't have his fuel. Okay, pack gets a nice shot off there. Rifleman pushing forwards. He's got smoke, early smoke tech or grenade tech. Pushing forwards, he's got quite a few squads here. Where's his machine gun at? 2 squads flanking in with fire up. Machine gun's in the building still. He's trying to suppress the flamer. First burst doesn't work. Looks like he switched targets after the first burst, perhaps thinking it would already suppressed that squad, and now flamer's right on top of the building. 2 flanking rifleman squads doing a lot of damage. The squad gets pinned though, luckily, otherwise this one more flame burst would have killed this machine gun. Ooh, grenade doesn't quite wipe that squad. Stuart coming back in. Pack repositioning now. And cruzz narrowly avoiding a disaster there. Oh, and the incendiary shot actually picks up a wipe. If that flamethrower, if that re-echelon flamethrower got one more burst off, that completely would have crumbled for cruzz there. His machine gun would have died, and he wouldn't have been able to keep that defensive line. That was a very, very close call. And good attempt by Dave to close out the game there, but cruzz hangs in there. He still doesn't have his fuel though, remember. Still very behind in that respect.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Makes me wonder if we might see him go for German mechanized, maybe call him the command tank. Go for like a double pack strategy. He's on me on the captain to try and apply a bit more pressure here. Pushing out quite effectively across the right. He's going to have a triple cap set up very shortly. But he is one squad down, remember. Oh, he's actually back-ticked to lieutenant. Very surprising. I know that Dave is a fan of the 50 cal though. But it seems unusual for him to backtick to lieutenant because he's so far ahead in fuel. Thought he might try to rush out a medium tank. Perhaps not not the Easy 8, probably just a regular HE Sherman. And he's going for that 50 cal. 50 cal is a very strong machine gun. It's just sometimes a bit of a struggle to tech lieutenant. But it's going to help him make up for his lost rifle squad from earlier, getting that free squad from Lieutenant Tech. Sniper repositioning. And he retreats before it even takes one model. But still double fuel coming in for Dave. Popping the smoke there. Just going to allow his flames to push. So, oh, they make it to the building. A big push coming down the center. Uses fire up to try and chase down the sniper, forcing the instant retreat there. Echelon has to give up that push. Now he's in the debuff. Moving incredibly slowly. .50 cal gets a bit of suppression on their max range. Using the armor piercing rounds on that? No. Must be from on me. Got a mortar now for cruzz, so he's very heavily invested into tier 1 and tier 2. Maybe he's going to go straight for a tiger. Makes me think that he is, the way that he's playing. Oh, or not. Oh, he's already goes tier 3 down. How did he get enough resources to almost have a tank right now? He has not had his fuel for the last like 7 minutes. It's a mystery. I don't understand it. Anyways, he is going for the double packs. That much I did predict. Dave looking like he's about to make another push. Trying to play on the flanks, avoid the sniper. Until he's ready to make a big push. Looks like cruzz putting down some ace mines on the munitions.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Sniper picking off those rear echelon. Captain now coming in from the side and rifleman coming in from the other side. Machine gun faces this direction. I don't think it's going to get too many. Rifleman charging in with fire up, throwing a grenade. Machine gun could go down here. Sniper has to retreat. Lieutenant in there trying to do its best. Another grenade. That grenade did nothing. Somehow. Looks like both the models were standing over here. The grenade was on the weapon. But the weapon crew was already... the crew that was manning the gun was actually dead already.
The sector has been cut off. We are losing a sector.
So, all in all, you know, pretty even exchange there. Probably to Dave's disadvantage, honestly, because he used so many grenades. It cost him a lot of munitions, and I feel like the amount of models
Ready for deployment.
lost on each side were pretty similar. Anyway, cruzz has got himself out of Ostwind. Feels like he can't afford to wait for the Panzer IV. Ostwind also does have slightly better anti-infantry than the Panzer IV. And he's got the double packs for support, so he doesn't really need the anti-tank as long as his anti-tank gun positioning is on point. Looks like he's making a push now. Going to inflict some damage with this newly acquired flak panzer. And here come double packs. Looks like Stuart backs away. Beck's trying to set up, hoping to fire through the hedgerow. Flak panzer's getting some juicy hits in here. Dave actually hasn't started building his tank. Could have built any kind of tank by now. Easy 8, regular Sherman, Jackson, all of them are affordable, and this flak panzer is just tearing him to shreds. He now goes for an easy 8, but you know, this is about 15 fuel late. Could have been out by now. Sniper gets pushed away. But flak panzer gets quite a few kills there. 8 kills, that's a pretty good push. It's allowed cruzz to take quite a lot of map control. He barely had to bring any infantry up and support their flak panzer. And the packs doing all the work for him. So he's allowed, he's recaptured most of the map now on the back of that. And I think he was going to try maybe fire through the hedge and the wall there, but perhaps heard easy 8 through the fog of war. It's like a major recon pass coming in, trying to spot the location of the packs so he can use his Sherman most effectively. And even though the Easy 8 is not as good against infantry as the regular Sherman, it does have the advantage of having a little bit more health, won't die to 4 pack shots, which could come in handy right now. Gets around the side of the pack. Flak panzer about to go down to the Easy 8. And does. Faust's already been used on the Stuart. Grenade on one of the packs. Almost clears it out, not quite. Sherman trying to escape. He's behind the wreckage. Oh man. Machine gun goes down. Can he steal it? Oh, but the Stewart goes down in return. Mortar is firing on it, trying to prevent it from being stolen. The 50 cal gets some nice suppression in there. And the rifle grenade is ineffective. So, I mean, Cruzz didn't really suffer that many casualties there. I mean, his pack got decrewed, but that's not a big deal. The only thing he really lost was his machine gun, but in return he got the Stewart, so reasonably even trade there, honestly. Oh no, he lost the flak pans as well. I forgot about that. Okay, so definitely to Dave's advantage then.
The capture point is being overrun. The supply line just got cut off.
Now this is the timing as Cruzz. You think, well, should I go for another sniper now? He's up against double machine guns.
Overrunning one of our capture points.
And this is a very good map for the snipers, you know. Quite hard to flank them. It's most of the combat is centered around, well, the middle VP. So snipers can, you know, stand in a pretty safe position. Get effective shots very often. Rifleman charging him with fire up, trying to put some pressure on the sniper. Or was that? No, that was on me.
Point is under attack.
Whoa. Is that all? The mortar team got a wipe. Is that a wipe? Looks like a wipe on something. Something dropped a bar. Looks like a re-echelon squad. Well, that was cheeky. I'm putting pressure on this. Oh, this could be a dead machine gun. He's trying to get out now. Oh, and the mortar actually decrews it.
Just got wiped out.
Easy 8's over here now. Needs a machine gun upgrade though to bolster his anti-infantry firepower.
Right, they've got a flamethrower.
And now he's being pushed right back.
Sniffing around our
He's got a lot of units coming in for a deep flank. One of the deepest flanks I've seen in a long time.
supply line just got cut
Oh!
off.
Oh, that's it. The Easy 8 goes down.
Supply line just got cut off.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Still not much help in this firefight now. Dave needs to charge forwards with his other units. A lot of retreats there. Doesn't quite clear out the mortar, but it looks like he could knock out one of these packs, maybe even both of them. He's going to lose his machine gun for the troubles.
Crouch just took out an entire
Grenades. Oh, second one goes down. Sniper could go down. No. Oh, no, he can. I didn't even see the squad up here. Takes out the sniper. He could lose a grenadier as well. They get a more favourable retreat path. But all of Cruzz's support weapons now stranded. Cruzz just taking this off at... Taking this off prioritized vehicles, just trying to get a few infantry kills, and he does. It's a nice move. Lieutenant sprinting in here. Throwing a grenade. Oh, manages to steal one of the packs. I think that was the lower health of the two packs. He has very low on weapon health. Not ideal.
Tank destroyer is ready for action.
He's gone for a Jackson. Pack facing up now. This could be the end of the Shrug. Let's see, pop smoke. No. Got a bit too over eager with that Shrug there, trying to kill the pack. I mean, didn't have any infantry support putting pressure on it as well. You know, at any point in time, a rifleman could sprint out with fire up, get a grenade on there, and it would have died. So I think that was a bit reckless chasing that far from cruzz, but these things happen. Now he's got that pack back, but the mortar's still out there. He's got this 50 cal, but the G42 is over here still. On me popped again. So he's going to have to give up now. Those bar riflemen right on top of his grenadiers. Oh, but the machine gun bunker pops. Just in the nick of time. Pop smoke. Is he going to bring his Jackson up to try kill that? No, not yet. I was bringing up the anti-tank gun. And now he's bringing up the Jackson as well.
The capture point is being overrun.
Dave managed to steal the mortar. There goes the bunker. But oh, the pack actually gets decrewed. Is he gonna? Yeah, he does kill it, knowing that he can't save it. Maybe if he had that MG42 in this region, he could have stopped that from being taken back by cruzz. But yeah, I thought that was a bit risky seeing the pack up there. I thought probably only needed the Jackson. Another Stug for cruzz. This is a tough one, honestly, though, for the Stug, I feel. Outranged by 10. Not very good at firing on the move. And will die to 3 hits from the Jackson. Definitely comes down to micro. So I wasn't remembered that machine gun over there though. And a lot of S-mines down here for cruzz, trying to prevent that pressure on his fuel. Which actually Dave had control of for a long time.
Our opponents are seizing a sector. The territory is out of contact.
Oh, he runs into the 50 cal. But he's made himself another machine gun. So you're picking up the MG42. He's on me again. Fresh sniper now. That's a good thing about getting a sniper late. Doesn't really worry about, you know, Vet 3 rifleman received accuracy. One shot, one kill. So the enhanced durability of the rifleman don't really matter too much to the sniper. Oh! Oh, what a shot. Okay, he does notice in the nick of time. Oh, but I mean, 248 VPs, still plenty of life left in this game, and that's what I was talking about. Langreskaya games tend to drag on. tend to make it hard for US forces who tend, you know, generally need to get off to quite a strong start. He still isn't selected a commander though, which is interesting. Maybe he's going to go for lightning war for the too close air support. He's getting very close to 200 munitions. But there was one point where I thought he could do a smoke, which would have required him to use mobile defense, which is not ideal. And I feel like mobile defense is just not that good in the current meta. Perhaps will be better again once Ostroupen can get LMGs at tier 3. Using tech ground on his Jackson to try to clear out this S minefield. Oh! Jackson getting too far forward, so it doesn't take a Faust. Looks like he's getting bombarded by a mortar now. Mortar changing directions. He's going to take a rifle grenade over the hedge. Doesn't quite knock it out though. Yeah, I bet you he would have liked to knock it out before it hits Vet 2. Cruzz's preservation has been quite impressive. I know he lost a lot of support weapons over here, but you can see the veterans he's got on all his grenadiers. And considering the amount of pressure Dave's been applying with his massive flanks, I know I certainly wouldn't have held up that well.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Bring his mage out to do some capping. A lot of people underestimate the major. I do think it has a lot of utility. A lot of people don't bother rebuilding it once it dies, but you know, it makes it so the recon flight can be very helpful scouting opponents, especially if they've got double packs and machine guns. Having recon and commanders that don't typically have recon is very useful as US forces, and of course the major artillery is pretty decent for its cost. Once again on a commander, I mean this kind of has a off-map artillery strike, but White Phosphorus I feel is like a bit of a, I don't want to say waste of munitions, but it's too expensive for what you get in my opinion. It should probably be more like 100 munitions. Use the recon flight. And he's actually gone for an anti-tank gun himself. Let's bring in the M1. Oh! 50 cal could go down. Does go down. He tries to use smoke to cover its retreat, but unsuccessful. What's that smoke from? Okay, from the mortar team. Now on the back of that smoke, he's going to try kill this Grenadier squad. And the Grenadier squad is going to try to kill his anti-tank gun. Trying to sprint in here with the captain, but doesn't stop the cap. Now he is in trouble because he's up against double snipers. Trying to use smoke again. So he's having some success. I'm just trying to come around the right. My sweepers have cleared out most of these S-mines over here, so opening up the flank again. But this is a really tough spot to be in as US forces. Every time you try and advance, you just feel the pressure of the double snipers. Makes you feel like you can't have little skirmishes. You have to go all in one big push every single time, and it's very... Oh! Looks like Cruz wasn't microing his snipers. One of them goes down, the other one almost goes down too. Very late retreat. Oh, and a lucky mortar shell. Oh, but he stopped targeting that grenadier. Maybe he thought it was already dead.
Forces are securing our territory.
Machine gun gets away. Cruzz briefly was thinking about building an Ostwind, cancelled it though. He did indeed go for Lightning War, so I think he wants to get the Stuka close air support. Oh, no, he's popped relief infantry. Very strong ability. He's going to be even stronger. Osttroopen can equip LMGs and build their... Oh no, they can't build their own cover. Well, I suppose they can with this commander. Oh, he loses his flamethrower squad. And why didn't he get an Osttroopen squad for that? He lost 4 models there. Why didn't he get a squad of Osttroopen? He lost his whole Pioneer squad. I don't understand what happened there. Why didn't he get a squad of Osttroopen? Oh, that's weird. So maybe he needs to lose 1 more model. Maybe, I don't know if the support weapon didn't count or if it was just the one. The initial engineer that didn't count. I'm not sure. Does seem like a bug though. Okay, he got an Osttroopen. So as soon as he lost that model, he's about to lose another one. Oh no, gets another squad. Osttroopen could lose another squad here. Cruzz kind of throwing. He's getting a lot of pressure applied to him from many angles once again. But no anti-tank grenades on these guys. Pack gets actually decrewed though. And that's allowing the Jackson and the anti-tank gun to push up. Try and put some pressure on these Stugs. Oh, another squad goes down. Relief infantry is worn off, so it doesn't end up getting that 3rd squad Osttroopen. Just needs 1 more hit on the Stug. And he gets it. Stug coming forward again. This is very risky. No anti-tank gun support. Uses smoke to try to cover his Jackson's retreat, but it's not enough. Cruzz gets the kill. Oh, but the Jackson gets the last laugh. Firing for a shot whilst out of control. But that was a devastating push by Dave. Looks like Cruzz, maybe he just ran out of micro there. He'd repelled Dave's multi-pronged attacks so many times before. But this time he just... seems like he just ran out of micro. Well executed by Dave though to keep applying this pressure. I mean, what I feel, well, this may seem like weird, but what I feel was really impressive is how he managed to clear out all these S-mines on this flank. How he managed to like find time to do that in the middle of such a heated battle. May seem like a minor detail, but it's very impressive. Also didn't see Cruzz use the Stuka close air support there. Perhaps he thought he wouldn't have had sight of Dave's tanks for long enough to make it worthwhile, but perhaps that could have finished off the Easy 8 that limped away. Or even if he popped it earlier, perhaps his Stugs would have survived. Just use it as a deterrent. Popping relief infantry again, trying to get some more Osttroopen cooking. Osttroopen, you know, very cheap to reinforce, very fast to reinforce, and 6-man squads quite hard to kill, so very good for Fausts and capping in this late stage of the game. And maybe you don't need them for the firepower, especially if he wants to rebuild his snipers again.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Maybe you should have left the Austrooping squad out there for a bit longer to try and lose a couple models on it so he could get some more from his relief infantry. Looks like he's getting one squad now, but the abilities, 50 seconds left.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Well, he's calling in the Tiger, so let's see how this goes. He's up against 2 Easy 8s. He does have his pack recruit. And, the amount of infantry he has is not too far behind Dave, honestly. But these are Easy 8s. The extra penetration, extra health over the regular Sherman.
We are losing a sector.
Also good, the good firing on the move accuracy. Oh, he doesn't actually have his M1 crewed at the moment. I didn't notice that.
The enemy has broken our supply lines.
Tries to crew it in front of the Tiger and does not have much success. Takes a hell of a lot of MG42 fire. Well, actually that's partly 50 cal fire. But we got squad sprinting in from the side with fire up. He's been making really good use of the fire up in his flanks. 50 cal could go down here. Easy 8's coming forwards. Trying to apply some pressure to the Tiger. Now that the pack has been decrewed. Tiger does outrange the Easy 8s by 5 though.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
So Riflemen were considering crewing the pack, but do not. Oh! Damaged engine on the Tiger. This could be trouble. M1's not being recrewed. Looks like this Easy 8's taken engine damage. Tiger's smoked. Both tanks miss. This one coming around for the flank. This one, Tiger misses again. It's having trouble with the elevation, firing attack ground shots down the hill. Tiger misses again. Misses again. And there goes the Tiger. Looks like crew's complaining about his Tiger missing there, but it was just the elevation, trying to attack ground down the hill. It just wasn't working out. I think it was the issue with the Easy 8 model. You could see the shots there were just spewing off in random directions. Here's the Easy up, triple speed there. Dave in a pretty commanding position now after taking down the Tiger. Cruz, well, I mean, he's got just about enough fuel for a Stug, but he's got no manpower. He's actually built a pack, it looks like. Could have gone for the Stug though. Or, could have not made the pack and waited for another bit of fuel to go for the Stug.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines. The enemy is taking our territory.
Relief infantry popped again by Cruz. This stage, ideally though, you don't want to be bleeding your Grenadier models. Ooh. You want to be bleeding your Austrooping models. But did get the easy 8 to stick around long enough for the packs to get a volley off. You know, maybe if we can get them to vet 1, get the target weak point. You can turn this one around. Another major recon pass coming through. On me popped here, allowing him to flank that machine gun. Pax could be in trouble here. One of the models carrying the gun got sniped and they briefly dropped it. This is his core here. These 2 grenadiers, he's relying on them for basically all his anti-infantry firepower right now. A lot of smoke from Dave, making life very hard for Cruz. Now he's trying to fire uphill attack ground through the smoke, and he's having a terrible time. This is why people complain about elevation in COH2. Just causes all sorts of headaches. Because, you know, if he didn't use smoke there, sometimes it wouldn't matter because the packs can roll a hit. And the elevation doesn't matter when you roll a hit. But attacking ground, you can't roll a hit. So elevation sucks, basically. Look at all these Austrian though for Cruz. I bet you he's wishing there were a few more craters around so he could always have the buff on his Austruben. Fresh flak panzer from Cruz. He knows that, you know, he's got the capping power with the Austruben, he's got the double packs. Oh wow, he used too close air support. He's pushing forwards with it. Dave is backed away in this direction. Looks like one strafe is going to come through. But his tank's now out of commission until this ability is worn off. Maybe he can squeeze them around this way, but probably doesn't want to bother risking it. Cruz is making a big push here. Austruben going into the base. Look at all these squads clumped against the base. The flak panzer could do huge damage here, and is. Oh, but all these squads getting torn to shreds now. Flak panzer too busy focusing on these squads, getting quite a lot of kills, but leaving the rest of his army out to dry. And Easy 8's coming in now. Maybe one more pass from the Sucralose support could come through, but there it goes. I think, you know, this is obviously a very, very close game. It all came down to that, you know, Cruz repelled the pushes very, very well for most of the game until that spot where he lost like one of his snipers, 2 pioneers. That, like, all the other ones seemed unavoidable losses, but that push that Dave made, maybe, you know, maybe like the 40-minute mark or so, seemed to be the killing blow. The elevation changes in this map with the smoke really caused Cruz some headaches, so I have to say. And of course, US forces, you know, sometimes when you're as Austria and you're up against US forces and they get all those officers, you just feel like you're 2 squads behind, and always just struggling to push back onto the map. Always like you're just don't have as much capping power as your opponent. But of course, you know, things are changing in the patch. Your grenadiers are having the pop cap reduced, so you know you're going to be able to squeeze a bit more into your army size as well here. So don't panic. And of course, you know, LMGs on Osttroop coming as well. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. Well, I'll wrap on that, guys. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.